Hey y'all, Sherry G. Welcome to the channel. So look, I heard that Wanda pulled up on Karson Bleu. Now initially when I heard it, I was taken aback. I'm like, oh my God, don't tell me she pulled up to Carson's shop and that she went off on Karson. Well, apparently that isn't the case. I listened to Carson's live last night, and so she did give her side of that situation. I do want to talk about it. Before I do, though, keep in mind that the views I express, it's all alleged. It's my views, okay, my way of seeing things. It's opinion. It's all of opinion, and it's for fair use and all that jazz. Now, with that said, so yeah, I heard that Wanda pulled up on Karson, and I was like, oh my God. I didn't get a chance to like read any of the commentary or listen to any of the commentary. I just saw the headlines. It was always really busy, and I was just thinking to myself, oh my goodness. But I listened to Carson's live last night. It was late. I listened to it, and she explained the situation in her live. I'm glad I listened to it. Now, according to Karson, Wanda pulled up, and this is Wanda telling, Karson what was going on. I guess they had a talk at the pastor and the party. I mean, the party and the pastor. So anyway, they Wanda told her that when she pulled up, she was just looking to get her wig done, in preparation for the party. And anyway, she went on to tell her that she wanted to smooth things over. She was just like apologizing, telling her that she didn't mean any harm when she went off on Karson. Because y'all know, if you go back to listen to Wanda's lives, she was really going off on Karson, saying all sorts of stuff, talking all sorts of crap, being Wanda. But then, or at least that's how Karson took it. And then Karson went off and she told Wanda, look, and of course I'm paraphrasing, look, Wanda, keep my name out of your mouth. Don't talk about me. Don't talk about my husband. Don't talk about my family, blase, blase. If you continue to mess with me, if you continue to come at me, then I'm going to share more information about your family. So this is Scott's 1.0. I'm going to share more information about them. Not only am I going to spill this information, but I'm going to also release the receipts as it relates to the information that I have. And she said, I always have receipts. I'm just not going to talk and, you know, say things, share information without having the actual receipts. So, anyway, Wanda was apologizing and she told Karson that when she does that, when she goes off, she doesn't mean any harm. Like when she's saying things about all of the other content creators, whoever it is that she's talking about, which by the way, it seems to be always the other it's always content creators. Like she's in the sandbox, but she's throwing sand in everyone's face instead of playing in the sandbox and being content with all of the other content creators that are in there, everyone creating their own little sandcastles and minding their own little business. She's throwing sand in everybody's face, by being derogatory, saying all of these ugly things, threatening to sue, go after, etc., etc. But then she's telling Karson that when I'm doing all of these things, I don't mean any harm. I'm just playing. I just like to do that because it brings attention to me. And I'm paraphrasing all of this. And I like the attention. So in other words, negative attention getting behaviors at 50 some years old. So it seems to me that Karson was okay with Wanda's apology. And hey, if Carson's okay with Wanda's apology, then good for her. That's on Karson. But for me personally, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it because of the degree that the degree that Wanda goes to when she is degrading people. And again, I have actually done commentary on this before. Some of the volatile, degrading verbiage that she used to describe the content creators that she was going after. That is not for fun. That is not acceptable, ever acceptable. Even if you're a comedian and you're doing a comedy show, there's just certain things you just don't say. And so Wanda stooped to me to levels that were lower than low. And sure, we could eventually forgive her for that, but this has just been an ongoing theme for Wanda, starting with talking about children. So to me, this is Wanda backpedaling, but there is no coming back from that at this point. Wanda continues to show who she truly is. I believe that Wanda feels threatened by Karson actually having more information about her family and being able to back it up with receipts. I actually believe, and this is my opinion, that her family may have had a discussion with her and told her, look, we need you to back down because the only thing you're doing is making this situation worse. Like, the more you go at Karson, the worse things are going to get, the bigger it's going to blow up. I seriously believe, and again, like I said, this is what I'm alleging, this is my opinion. I seriously believe that her family had a discussion with her and told her to back all the way down, to back off, and maybe even go apologize to Karson. Because what we do know is that things have come up outside of the show as it pertains to the Scots 1.0, as it just pertains to Tisha and Marceau. We're seeing things that we're not going to see on the show, that we haven't seen on the show, that I seriously doubt will ever come out on the show. They do a lot to protect themselves from the public by giving us itty bitty bits of their real life on the show and a whole lot of fake narratives. That's what we're seeing, in my opinion. And so the things that's coming out are coming out off camera. It's things that we're hearing from the actual streets of Huntsville. So they don't want, in my opinion, for any more information to get out there, because what's already out there is damaging enough. What's already out there has them looking bad enough. What's already out there has already ruined their reputation enough as it pertains to business. Not only that, some of the things that happens behind the wall or behind the door at Black. Now, I believe, this is my opinion, that any information that Karson would have to share as far as, having receipts wouldn't have anything to do with business, but it would have more to do with the dealings behind the door at Black. And no, they don't want that to get out there. I mean, we just listened, a lot of us anyway, have just listened to a conversation with Tisha and Marcel were trying to get their hands on a tape that, some alleged tape that has some information that they don't want to get out there. So anyway, I'm happy for Karson if she's, feeling content with with Wanda's apology. In my opinion, I think it's all a crock of bull crap. Wanda would continue to go after her if she didn't have the information that she has. But, I'm not here to just, try to persuade Karson one way or the other. I'm just saying, for me personally, I don't believe her. I believe that she's backpedaling because we've seen Wanda on camera and we've seen Wanda off camera. We've seen how volatile she is. We see not only how she behaves, but the people in her circle. Like, they're all alike, in my opinion. So anyway, that's all I have for you for today's video. I do have a lot more because there's a lot happening in these streets, right? So anyway, guys, like I said, that's all I have in this video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'll be back. Until then, ciao.